So in the previous session, we have seen and we worked on how to create a data dictionary table and how to assign foreign key relationships. And we have also observed what is check table and what is foreign key table. So here we might have multiple check tables for a single foreign key table. For each field in the foreign key table, if it is contains any master data, we assign that as a check table for that every individual field in a foreign key table, right? So foreign key is for field level validation to validate the data in the field level. Now we'll see value table. What is value table?
Domain level validation.
Value table is for domain level validation. In domain level, we will add these value tables. Okay. In domain level, we are going to add these value tables. In domain level, we have multiple options. They are fixed values, value ranges, and value tables. And we'll see one by one. So what is this value table? So value table is for domain level validation and it works as F4 helps. When you added the value table in the domain level, when you add that domain to a field, database table field, when you use a domain inside a data element and you use the data element to define a table field, so that table field can contain search help, F4 help. Those are list of possible values allowed for that field. Okay. Also, when you add the value table at the domain level, right? So it will automatically detect the check table when you are creating the foreign key relationship. Okay. So when a value table is already configured in the domain level, it will automatically detect the relevant check table for that foreign key relationship. Okay. So there are two, it is very important interview question, difference between check table and value table. So value table is a domain level validation, check table is at field level validation. Okay. It's very important interview question. If they ask about check table, you need to explain about foreign key relationship and how to assign check tables using foreign key relationships. Okay. If they ask about value table, it is at the domain level. Okay. It is for list of possible values. Let's create one value table. Let's create and assign a value table. So yesterday we created a table that is the employee master table and we assigned the foreign key relationship for employee ID, I think, right? Oh, sorry, not for employee ID. For which field we assigned? This is the check table. The demo employee is the check table. We assigned foreign key relationship for leaves. Leaves or salary, which one? Leaves only, I think. Leaves table, right? We assigned the foreign key relationship for leaves table. Now, let's create one more table and check how to assign a value table. Now, I'm going to create one table for departments, department master data. S11, create a table for department master data. DEPT, create. Create class A because it's application table, maintenance allowed. Go to the fields. It's a client dependent table. So I'm adding MANDT. So I'll use DEPT ID. It's a primary key. So there is no active data element. I'm creating the data element. Select the package. For now, select the local package. Create the data element. ZDemo10DEPT is already defined as a structure or table. What it is saying? Looks like someone created a table with this name, ZDemo10DEPT. That's why it is not allowing us to use same name. Okay, let me change the name. I'll use ZDE. Yes, create it. Department ID. Maintain the field label. What is the error? Okay, domain. We have to maintain the domain, right? Go to data type. Select the domain. Move active domain. Create the domain. Yes. Char. I'll take 5. Char 5. Not case sensitive. Activate it. So activate the data element. Now I'll only maintain department ID. I'm not going to maintain any department name or anything. I'll maintain only department ID. Now I'll create the table maintenance screen. Why it is disabled? Table maintenance generator is disabled.
You have to active this.
Hmm. Even we did not maintain the technical settings, right? First maintain the technical settings. So it's a master table APPL0, size category 0. Save. Now go to, yeah, first we need to activate the table. So it's a very important interview question. So difference between check table and value table. Okay. You should be very clear about foreign key relationship and how we assign value table in domain level. I don't want to see these warnings because it's the warning is about enhancement category. Maintenance screen. So I'll take same name as function group. So I'll take one step and provide the screen number 100. Create the maintenance screen. So maintenance screen is created. So edit, maintain the data, some data. New entries. I'll maintain some departments. SAP, IT, Java. Okay, I've taken 8 characters, right? Admin. And what are the other departments? Maybe HR. Okay, these departments are enough. Save. Save the departments. So now we have department master data. Now we have department master data in a company, all the departments. Now how to assign a value table at the domain level? What is the uh, domain for department ID? What is the domain? What is the ID for what is the domain for department ID? This one, right? We created ZDE1 DEPT, right? This is the domain we created. Now
Yes,
change
sir.
this domain. Change this domain and observe these values. First one is single values. When we use this single values, for example, if this domain is for gender, right? If this domain is for gender, then we can use fixed values like this. M. That you can enter. If it is a gender field, right? You can enter like this, so that you can fix some values, right? For example, for departments also you can enter SAP, IT, like that. You can provide the description, department description, right? SAP department. If you know these are only there are only few values you can maintain like this. There are only few values you can maintain like this as fixed values. Let me delete these empty values, right? But let's say, yeah, if you defined two departments, SAP and IT. After 2 weeks, after maybe 1 month, there is one new department established in your company. To maintain that data, what you need to do? Again, you need to change the domain and you need to add the data here, right? At the time,
Yes.
again, then once you where in which environment you can change the domain?
Domain.
Can you access domain in production system? Can you
No,
access
sir.
domain in production system using SE11?
No, sir.
Can you access in test system using SE11?
No, sir.
No.
Even though you can access, you don't have change access. You cannot change it, right? You can only view this. Even if you have access to SE11 in production system or test system, you cannot change anything. You cannot create anything. So you have to go to development system and open the domain and change the domain and enter the new department, for example, HR, and save it and activate it. And then it will ask for a transport request. Then you need to release that request to the test system. Once testing is completed, then you can move it to production system. There is some process, right? When you need to add fixed values. And also, for example, if it is employee number, if this domain is for employee ID, how many employee IDs you can maintain here, right? If there are thousands of employees, you need to maintain one by one, right? Whenever a new employee joined, you need to follow the process. You need to go to development system, change the domain, add the new
Sir.
employee IDs, right? So when
Yes.
exactly we go for fixed values? For example, if there is a this domain is for gender, employee gender, there might be M, F, maybe others, right? Others. As of now, there are only three genders, right?
Yes, sir.
There's no other genders. There is no chance of adding new genders. Maybe that happens maybe after few hundreds of years. We don't know, right? So these kind of values we can use for fixed values. Defined values. For unknown values, we cannot use fixed values. For example, next go to intervals. So when we go for intervals, when you need to allow only the values between certain limit, for example, 100 to 200. So you should allow only values between 100 to 200. Lower limit is 100 and upper limit is 200. You should not allow any other values. Or multiple ranges also you can give 300 to 400 like this. You want to allow only these numbers in between these numbers. The value should be only in between these numbers. Then you can use intervals, range of values. Okay. When you need to define some range of values, you can use intervals. Okay. So let me add some values and test. For example, I'll add SAP IT. Now activate the domain. So when you are changing the domain, please keep in mind that wherever you are using this domain and data element, maybe if you are using in 50 tables, the same field name, that 50 tables contains department field, then you need to use same data element and domain, right? So all
Sir.
those 50 tables will be dependent on these domains and data elements. If you are changing anything here in the domain and data element, all those 50 tables are going to be impacted. Okay.
Yes, sir.
So you should keep that in mind before going to change any data dictionary object. You should first do the impact analysis wherever these data elements and domains are being used. So all those objects going to be impact, right? You should do that impact analysis before going to change the domains and data elements. Okay. Now we added only two fixed values. Let's see what are the possible values for this. No. Let's go back to the table. So I'm using this domain in the data element and I'm using the data element in the table, right? Now the domain is assigned to this department ID field, correct? Through this data element, right?
Yes, sir.
There is
Yes.
no foreign key relationship. We did not create any foreign key relationship. Please observe. Now
Yes, sir.
go and check the contents. There is F4 help available. Did you observe? Click on this. Oh, it is showing only one entry, SAP department. It should show the other department also. Let me check in the domain. Go to value ranges. Okay, looks like I did not add activate. Whenever there is a change in the values, you need to manually change the domain every time. This is the additional overhead, right? But if they are fixed values, for example, weeks, for example, months, for example, gender, right? There may not be any changes, right? Once we added the values, they're always same. Those kind of values we can add in fixed values. Go back to the table now and check the list of possible values available for this field. So we have two fields, two possible values because we added in the domain level. So these are from domain level, right? Now let me change the domain. Double click. I'm removing the fixed values. Go to the domain and change it. So wherever you are using the data element, right, which contains this domain, so every table will acquire this domain level values automatically. Oh, it is taking time.
Sir, if the
Yes.
table if the table contains even the other values which are
Uh,
not created in the domain level
uh,
validation, if we give that value there in that screen, will it accept, sir?
that
Where
should
if
be that should be available in domain level. For that field, the value should be available in domain. Then only it will accept. If you give any new value which is not available in domain, it won't accept.
okay, sir. So even if the value is in the table entry, without giving it in the domain level, we cannot see it.
Even
Is it?
you cannot create it in the table, right? In the first place, how can you create it in the table?
Okay, okay, sir.
First, there is a
Before,
check, right? Maybe, yeah, I got your question. First, you created the entries, and then after some time, you added the value table.
yes, sir.
It won't restrict at that time. Okay,
Okay,
the
sir.
entries are already there, right?
Sir,
Now go to value range. Now I'm deleting the fixed values. I'll provide some intervals. 100. Usually, this is not suitable for domain. For example, you can take it for employee ID, right? You should allow only employee IDs in this within this domain range, right? 200, maybe 2012. If you need to allow only data between these values, you have to give intervals. Intervals means range of values. If you want to allow only values between these ranges, go back and check the table now. Now you can enter values only between these ranges. Okay. Now for this also, if you need to allow a new range of values, then what you need to do again, you have to go to development system and you have to change the domain and you have to activate the domain and capture into a transport request, and you have to apply it to the test system and then to production system, right? There is a delay in process to add any new values, right? What is the best option available? Value table here, add the value table. What is the master table for department data? What is the master table for department data? This one, right? This is the master table for department data, right? ZDemo department.
yes, sir.
Add this as a value table, and this value table should contain department ID as a primary key. Okay, add this to the value as value table to this domain department, id domain and activate this. Now go to the table and check. Now you have all list of departments available in the value table, correct? These values are already available in department master table, right?
Yes,
Now
sir.
let's say, so after 10 days, there is one new department added in the company. There is one new department established in the company. Now I need to add that department to the master data, right? So
Yes, sir.
do I need to change the domain now?
No need.
No need, sir.
Just go to SM30 table maintenance generator in production system, add entry to the department master data. For example, Pega or MSSQL, one more department. Save the entries in production system and go and check the table now. So those entries are available, right? Did I change the domain?
No.
No, I just added few entries to the table using table maintenance generator, right? Clear? So that is a use of value table. You don't need to change the domain every time whenever you need to add new values. So you can create a value table nothing but master table. That might be a check table also. That is a master table, department master table, and we are adding it in the domain level, then we are calling it as a value table. So when we assign foreign key relationship for that same table, we call that as check table. When we are using the same table in foreign key level, we call that as check table. When we are using the same table in domain level, what we call the table?
Value table.
Value table. Okay. So when you added the value table to the domain, when you are creating the foreign key relationship, right, it will automatically detect that check table. Let's create one more table. Now my requirement is to assign departments for each employee. Assign departments for each employee. Now we have a department employee master data and we have a department master data, but there is no link, right? Which employee belongs to which department? How can you say that? We don't have that data, right? We have two individual tables, one employee table and one department table, and we don't have information on which employee belongs to which department. So for that, we'll create one table, EMPDEPT. That is my table. So here I'm going to link employee with the department. I'm going to assign employees to the each department. Okay. So this is also a master data, display and maintenance allowed. Go to the fields. What are the fields required here to assign employees to department? This table is to assign employees to the department. So what are the fields required?
Employee ID and the department
Yeah,
ID.
right. Employee ID. It's a primary key.
Employee name.
We have already the data element. Why you need employee name? Employee name is already there in master table, right? If you want employee name, go and check in the employee master table. You can find it,
Okay, sir.
right? If you again create employee name here, that is duplication of data. Employee name is already there in another table and you are going to maintain here also. That is duplication, right?
Yes, sir. Okay,
Now,
sir.
department ID. Is this a primary key or non-primary key? Department ID.
It's a primary key, sir.
Okay, if you don't make it as a primary key, what will happen? You can assign only one employee to the one department,
Yes.
right? You can assign only one employee to the one department. If you want to assign same employee to multiple departments, it won't accept because employee ID is the primary key. One employee might work in multiple departments, right? If you enter
Yes,
employee
sir.
ID 100 for department SAP, and next time if you try to enter employee ID 100 for department IT, it won't accept because employee ID 100 is already there. That is the primary key.
Yes, sir.
To assign multiple employees, what you need to do? You need to make department ID as also primary key.
Right.
Now it will check like this: E100 SAP, E100 IT. You can assign like this, right? If both are primary keys, both are unique, right? What is the entry that won't accept? This is not going to allow because a record with this combination is already
Repeating.
there, correct? So when you are creating the table, you have to do that analysis. What are the primary keys required, right? If you make only department ID as primary key and employee ID as non-primary key, what will happen? At that time,
Only one
you can
employee.
assign only one employee to one department. You cannot assign multiple employees to same department. So each department, you can assign only one employee. Got it right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Now go to technical settings. So it's also master data IPPL0, size category 0, save it and activate the table. Create the maintenance screen, table maintenance screen to assign departments to each employee. You can see every time you don't need to use a new function group. You can also use existing function groups. I'm using the function group which is already created for a department table. 100 is already given for that function group, right? Now I am giving 101. You don't need to create a function group every time. You can assign multiple table maintenance generator to a single function group which is already created. Okay, but you have to use different screen numbers. Now I am using 101. Create it. Now it's not going to create function group again. It will create only maintenance screen because the function group is already available. Table maintenance is created. Now, can you tell me, did we assign any foreign key relationship to this table?
No, sir.
All right, let's assign the foreign key relationship. Select the employee ID, foreign key, create proposal. It is not proposing anything. It is expecting the check table name. Enter the check table. This is the check table for employee ID, right? Now create proposal. Now it will create the proposal and click on copy. It will assign foreign key relationship. Now go to department. For a department also we have a master data, right? What is the department master data table? No, not this. What is the department master table?
ZDemo 10 DEPT.
zdemo 10 dept. This is the department master data table. Now select this department id and click on foreign key. Did I create any proposal? It is automatically proposing a check table for this, right? For department id. For employee id did not propose anything. We manually entered the check table. For department id, it is automatically proposing the check table because we added this as a value table. That's why it is automatically proposing the check table, same table as check table. Create, click on yes. Yes, foreign key is automatically created. Click on copy, foreign key is assigned. Clear? If you use value table, it will automatically propose the check table. Okay, clear? Is everyone clear?
Yes, sir.
Since I've assigned the foreign key relationships, I'll delete the maintenance and I'll create again. I'm regenerating the table maintenance screen. Ideally, we should generate the maintenance screen once we completed all the table development, including foreign keys, value tables, and everything.
Okay, sir.
Create it. One step. I'm already processing. Where I am processing. Zdemo dept. Where is this table? Close this. Go to table maintenance generator. Provide the function group. So if you don't know what is the function group already used for existing function group, right? What is the screen numbers that they are already defined for the screen number, right? You can use this find screen number. It will automatically assign the screen numbers, propose screen numbers. It will automatically propose the available screen numbers for this function group. Okay. Create the maintenance. Now go and maintain the data. New entries. Employee ID. You can select it from employee master data. Department ID. You can select the possible entries from department ID master data. For same employee, I can assign multiple departments. If you try to enter any invalid employee, is it going to accept? It won't accept. If you try to enter any invalid department,
Not
it won't
accept.
accept. Okay. It's created an empty row. Delete this. Now click on save. Display. So these are the entries available in employee department data. Now can you link employee data or not? Employee data and department data or not?
Yes, sir.
Now if you want to find department of a specific employee, what you need to do? You need to write a select statement on this table, employee department table, where employee ID equal to, for example, E100 and execute. So this employee belongs to two departments, Pega and SAP, right? If you want to find number of employees in a same single department, for example, enter the department ID, don't enter the employee ID. Select star from ZDemo EMP department into some internal table where department equal to some SAP. Execute. So there is only one employee available in SAP department. Clear? This is how we can write select statements and we can link the data. Okay. So tomorrow we'll create a program by using all these three different tables and display some output. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Or you can also try today as like take it as exercise and practice it today.